Hi guys, it's F1 fan number 1 here, and all the rumours of 2026 racing is going to be really bad have just been shut down at Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia. Let's get straight into it, shall we? A lot to get through, so let's just go. Starting off with the DNSs, the did not starters, and first we have the Audi of Nico Hülkenberg, who was on the grid, but decided to just leave it before the formation lap, I think. That's what happened, that's what I heard. And then also the home hero, Oscar Piastri in the McLaren, who crashed on his way to the grid. How sad, and the Australian curse continues. He was disappointed in his interview after the race. You could tell in his voice. He was so disappointed. And then the DNFers. You have Isaac Hadjar in the Red Bull, who qualified in B3 yesterday, his career best qualifying. But then he had an engine failure and just crashed into the wall, so he DNF'd. Then also won the Cadillacs, which wasn't really a surprise, Valtteri Bottas. He kind of just pulled up in front of the pit lane, he just pulled up on the grass and retired the car. And then Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin, he also retired. But he retired, came back out for a couple of laps to change things up, and then retired again. So, it's perfectly legal, it's in the rules, you're allowed to come back out of retirement, but you have to keep the amount of laps that you're lapped by the amount of laps that you were retired for. So yeah. And then also Lance Stroll in the other Aston Martin. It says he was 15 laps behind on your screen, but he retired as well and then came back out again and continued to the end. So yeah, and then we get into the actual finishers, and there was a Cadillac in 16th. It was Sergio Perez. He was 3 laps down though, and then the 15th, a real disappointment for Carlos Sainz in the Williams, who was 2 laps down. And then in Franco Colapinto in the Alpine 14th, he was also 2 laps down. 13th was Liam Lawson in the Racing Bulls, he was a lap down. So was Alex Albon in 12th in the other Williams. Esteban Ocon was also a lap down in the Haas, 11th for him. And then we get into the points finishers. In 10th was the Alpine of Pierre Gasly, he was a lap down but got a point. And then in 9th, can you believe it? It was the Audi of Gabriel Bortoleto. It was 1 lap down. He scored 2 points though, and that's brilliant for Audi. Rebranded team, new sponsors, new car, completely different. Everything was different. Everything was new for Audi, and they scored points in their debut race. Absolutely brilliant for Gabriel Bortoleto, and he was a rookie last year as well. You'd think if someone scored points, it'd be Nico Hülkenberg, but no, it was Gabby Bortoleto, the Brazilian. And then in 8th. What a drive from the British man, Arvid Lindblad, in the Racing Bulls. He finished 8th. Debut race, 4 points scored. He was a lap down, but he won't care. He got points. And then 7th, it was Oliver Behrman also in the Haas. He was a lap down, scored 6 points. Good for Behrman there. And then in 6th, from 20th to 6th, it was Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, albeit it was 54 seconds down on the winner. But anyway, he scored 8 points, and that's lovely for him. In 5th was the McLaren of Lando Norris, who was 52 seconds off, 10 laps completed. Not 10 laps, what am I on about? 10 points earned for him. And then in 4th was the 7-time champ and Brit, Lewis Hamilton in the Ferrari. He was 16 seconds down, 12 points for him, and he was closing in. He was only 6/10 off the other Ferrari, his teammate of Charles Leclerc, who got the podium. 15 points scored for him, and if there was 1 or 2 more laps, Hamilton probably would have earned his first podium for Ferrari, overtaking his teammate. But Leclerc on the first podium spot, and then in 2nd, it was Kimi Antonelli in Mercedes. He was 3 seconds off his teammate, of course. Brilliant for the Italian, scoring 18 points. And then your race winner, the first race winner, setting a 1 hour, 23 minute, 6 second, .801 time, scoring the maximum 25 points. It was, of course, T-Pose man himself, George Russell, Osama bin Russell, as they say, in the Mercedes. I think we all expected Mercedes to win this Grand Prix. And they did it in style as well. First couple of laps were switching and changing between Russell and Leclerc. It's brilliant racing, and I think, and it's not what everyone was expecting. The race start was brilliant. The Ferraris, as was rumoured after testing, their race starts were rapid still. And yeah, there you have it then. George Russell, your winner, with Kimi Antonelli and Charles Leclerc behind him on the podium. for the first race of the 2026 Formula 1 season. We get back racing in just a week's time in Shanghai in China. It's a sprint weekend, so make sure you stick around for that. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.